Call halal yimla, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash, Wakabad, Hala, Zakwa Yam, Shar Gamasa. That is to say, all praises to the Most High, in the name of His Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Alright, and respect or honor to the elders of GMS. Alright. Also a salute to the Bayaf Dawada, the House of David. Alright. The elect men that scattered abroad on the four corners of the earth. Alright. So this is gonna be a response video to Jared Taylor. Alright, his channel is the American Renaissance, as you see on your screen. And the title of this video that he did was The State of White America. Alright, and I just wanted to do a response video, kind of putting some precepts to what he was saying. See, Esau is the devil, and he's the liar, and his pride won't allow you. He won't allow himself to admit, right? The things that we say is true, but if you're spiritual and you listen, you read between the lines and what they're saying, Esau is telling you that the defeat is at their door. All right, that their destruction is right around the corner. Okay, I say it a lot, and I'll keep pushing it. The mantra of, the whole slogan "Make America Great Again" is admitting that America is not great. Now what you see on your screen, the American Renaissance, that word Renaissance going back to the rebirth, all right? And Esau had his Renaissance, all right? He was, made afresh, made new in the 14th century, right? When they dusted themselves off of Europe, when they took power from Jake, and they sat themselves on thrones, and they began to go to the four corners of the earth to conquer, just like the scripture said they would. So that was their time to be reborn. So now what Jared Taylor is trying to do is Jared Taylor is trying to get that old thing back, because it's oozing from their skin. All right, the grips, the power is oozing from them. And when you put yourselves in their shoes, things aren't the way that they used to be. All right, and they're getting worse. You put yourself in the Edomite shoes. At one point in time, so-called black Native American Hispanic man couldn't even look you in the eye. Couldn't even even whistle at their women. They'd take you out and beat the hell out of you and hang you. You drunk from separate water fountains. They talk to you however they wanted to. I don't gotta go on to basically how much things have changed since then, and them with saying that the American Renaissance is basically them wanting it to go back to the way it was. It's part of my hiccups, brothers. But I can't let the hiccups stop me from doing the Lord's work. All right. So Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 9. It says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one in his own country. For her judgment reached into heaven, and is lifted up into the skies." So there's no remedy to save Babylon. There's no stimulus package that you could put together to fix the economy. There's no more money that you could print. There's no more weapons that you could create. There's no wall that you could build. All right. There's nothing you can do to fix this place. The damage has already been done, because the sins, the iniquities, have already reached unto heaven. Meaning they reached its height. You've fully, you wore out your wickedness past. All right, if that makes sense. Okay. Everything from cutting men's rods off to making pedophilia, any sin, breaking of the commandments, laws, and statutes that you could think of has been done here in Babylon. All right, what America did was took all these ancient deities, all these ancient gods, Babylonians, Egyptians, Romans, the Grecians, the Hamites, and mingled them all up into this place, man. This is why this place is the mother of harlots. So this place is finished, right? And what's coming to America is judgment. And of course, you're gonna have these Edomites that's gonna fight to their last breath to uphold their wicked, satanic, demonic kingdom. All right, as it says in the scriptures that they will fight tooth and nail. They're gonna fight the Lord when He comes back. All right, but it's good to watch these shows because again, when you read through the signs, Esau is telling you that he's finished. All right, he's through. Okay, so nonetheless, well, no, all right, let's not tarry no more. Let's get into this video. Again, The State of White America by Jared Taylor, and his channel is called The American Renaissance.
Hello, I'm Jared Taylor with American Renaissance. My fellow Americans, the state of our union is, well, there is no unity in this union. What does the expression...
All right, so the first thing he said, my fellow Americans, the state of white America is there is no union because there is no unity, all right? Mark chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. So this kingdom that is divided amongst themselves, amongst itself, and these Edomites that are divided amongst themselves, all right, and Satan casting out Satan, their ruler, and again that kingdom goes. A king just is more than just a man that's sitting on a throne with a crown. A king has a kingdom. A kingdom has dominion. A kingdom has rule. That's power. That's authority, authorization. All right. So what you have in America, and not just America, but throughout the world, you have these infightings, even amongst their elites, where they're going at it with one another. All right. So you got Russia versus NATO. Okay. You got the British with the Brexit wanting out of the EU. Okay. You got Democrats and Republicans. I mean, you got Antifa and I don't know, the alt-right. I mean, these guys are at each other's neck. I mean, we're one finger snap away, right, or a false flag event from a full-out civil war, and these Antifa guys and these alt-right guys just straight out killing each other, a straight civil war. All right, you're gonna have North versus the South. You're gonna have class wars amongst Esau. All right, the so-called middle class. All right, versus these rich. All right, you're gonna keep having these fights amongst Edomites, even just regular, everyday neighbors. You know, drug addicts, Edomite drug addicts, and dope fiends, and Joe Schmoes. All right, all throughout this world, Esau is completely divided against himself. All right.
My fellow Americans, even me. What do Americans have in common? It better not be race. You can lose your job if you say being white has anything to do with being American. It's not culture. It's not language. It's not religion either. We can be as different from each other as pygmies are from Japanese. But we're all good Americans because diversity is our strength, right?
You notice Esau's always talking about diversity. Like to anybody else, diversity is just as normal as, I don't know, the sky being blue, all right, or it's the sun coming up, right? But Esau, the so-called white man, he has a problem with diversity because he's a walking struggle gene. He's a walking struggle gene. All right? He literally has the weakest gene pool on the planet. So you touch the guy and he disappears. You touches his feelings and he offs himself, right? Now we know that if a man if an Edomite man lays down with, say, a so-called black woman, that's an Edomite child. All right, but Esau is so carnal. He looks at that child as being a so-called black baby. All right, he looks at that child as being a so-called black baby, and he totally neglects that child, man. All right, so they you know, women they like to deal with Jake. All right, so as soon as Jake get in there, that's it. That's the ending of that white race. Their numbers die off. So it's important for them to stay the hell away from everybody else, because nobody else has that problem. There's a billion Chinese in China. There's a billion so-called East Indians, all right, Elamites, all right, over there in Asia. All right, there's a billion Hamites on the continent of Africa. All right, nobody has the issue with their population or making babies. That's something basic that the Most High told us, to be fruitful and multiply. All right, but what amongst Esau, this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 2. It says, "Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen." So Esau is made small. His population is low because he's a natural faggot. He's a transvestite. All right, he pushes. He's heavy into kiddie porn. He pushes what's that? Women's rights and contraceptive and birth control, and this. He's fallen upon his own snare. All right. But he of course he likes to blame Esau. He likes to blame Jake. For every little problem that he has, he wants to blame Jake other than himself. Okay?
We're not even united by citizenship. Time magazine had a whole cover story called "We Are Americans," just not legally. Hop the border and you're an American, even if the only word in English you know is amnesty. Maybe you don't even have to be here. In one of her off-the-record speeches, Hillary Clinton said American identity is an intellectual invention. That means these Ethiopians living in a grass shack are just as American as you.
A grass shack. Like Esau's always trying to make fun of somebody or oppress somebody. Hey, I'd rather be living like that than, right, to have my own home and my own house and grow my own food naturally than to be living how I'm living today. All right? Forced to get up before the sun and go work, all right, 10, 12 hours a day, all right, knee deep in debt, and then be eating this poisonous food, all right? Always trying to oppress somebody in their heritage.
Who are, just so long as they have the right ideas. So I'll start my speech over again. My fellow white American citizens.
And you're not white, you're red. Look at your red skin. All right, your pale, translucent skin that you have, okay?
It's a bit of a joke to be called white, because these days, whenever anyone talks to you as a white person, it's usually to insult you.
Yeah, right. Right. Because that's the time that we're living in. Ecclesiastes chapter 41, verse 7. Their children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. All right, and the reason why you so-called Edomites are getting insulted is because of the crimes of your forefathers. And you are your forefathers because of the crimes against humanity that you committed. All right, and this is something that you're just going to have to live with from here on forth.
That's because in this so-called union, we are the only people that it's okay to hate.
Yeah, no. You see what I'm saying, though? But Esau, you started it. Right, you started it, but you don't want to finish it. So you started it off when you arrived over here, hating the Gadites, hating the so-called Seminole Indians, right? Which are the Reubenites. All right, Yasharla. All right, you started off hating the Judites. All right, the Benjamites, the Levites, the Issacharites, which are the so-called Mexicans. You hated them, and now once you get a little bit of tasting of how it feels to be hated yourself, all right, and to be discriminated against, and a little backlash of the dose of your own medicine, like they say. Now all of a sudden you can't take it, right? You could dish it out, but you can't take it, right? You can't take it. Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All right, yes, you're greatly despised, Esau. It's true. The Bible is true. And Esau will snitch on himself. You just got to listen to him. All right, Esau will confirm the Bible to be true. You just got to listen to him, because the Heavenly Father put pride in him and he made him a liar. All right, so he can't come out and say the truth. You just got to pick out the bones.
You may remember a short-lived Twitter account called Blue Check Watch. All it did was gather tweets from verified Twitter users who said they hated white people.
That's right.
Or wanted us to go extinct.
That's
or called
right.
us fucking monsters.
You are monsters. See, Esau hates the truth. The devil hates the truth. And the truth is, you Edomites are going to be extinct, and you're monsters. The Bible calls you beast. You're monsters.
Blue Check Watch found more than 900 verified users who hate white people. Now, did Twitter boot them for their hate speech?
Hey, man, you worried about man hating you. How about this? Let me get this in Malachi. Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, where hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I love Esau and hated. I love Jacob, Slakia, and hated Esau. All right. And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Yeah, so God hates you Edomites. Yahweh hates you Edomites, hates you so-called white people. And the vibration that we're pushing forth on the earth is turning everybody to your attention. Right? Why we call you the devil, the men of sin being revealed, your skirt being lifted up, you getting the finger pointed at you, you being put on the news. This is the news. This is the real news. All right, your fake news is going out the window. Out with the fake and with the real. You're the fake one. Jesus Christ, that's fake. Cesare Borgia, that's fake. White supremacy, that's fake. All right, you being white, period, that's fake. Us being black, that's fake. That's not real. America being a so-called white nation, that's not real. It never was. It never existed. You're being exposed for the demon, the liar, the satanic sick fuck that you are.
No. It booted Blue Check Watch. Try hating anybody but white people and see how long you last on Twitter. On college campuses, it's...
You hated everybody this whole time. What are you talking about? You've done nothing but hate, 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 hate. Going back to the womb. Going back to the garden. Going back from the beginning of the foundation.
Common to treat whiteness as a disease. There are courses called...
Yeah, because you are a disease. You see? Esau snitching on himself, man. You're a plague upon the earth, man. Your people literally created diseases, man. Man-made diseases in laboratories. Ebola, AIDS. All right? Smallpox. And unleashed it on the people in the name of population control. You are a disease, man. Since when you guys came over here, you had syphilis. You gave the natives all kind of diseases, man. Because you're filthy, you're vile, you're dirty, you're profane. All right? You are a disease, Esau. The cat is out the bag.
Critical whiteness studies to try to understand this defective condition.
Right, to understand you sick fucks. Excuse my language, man.
For courses with titles like The Problem of Whiteness, because you're the problem. And so, if you put up a sign on campus that says, it's okay to be white...
Yeah, why you got to put up a sign that says it's okay to be white? You got to put up a sign because, again, Ecclesiasticus chapter 41, verse 7, their children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. That's the reason why you're being reproached for your ungodly forefathers. All right, so this is why you feel you have the remnant of Edomites that gotta feel they gotta put up signs to say it's okay to be white. Don't feel bad. Don't have white guilt. Why do you have white guilt? Because you're guilty. So-called white guilt doesn't just come for no reason. You all right? You got a conscience is there to let you know you've done something wrong.
That's a hate message. This was at a university in Canada, but you get the same thing here. It's clearly not okay to be white. As an article posted on Salon in 2015 explained, white men must be stopped. The very future of mankind depends on it. That's because for 500 years they've exploited their fellow man and plundered the planet. The solution, of course, is to replace us with people who aren't white, who will save us from our racism, our xenophobia, our sexism, inequality, homophobia, the Second Amendment, and if we're really lucky, from capitalism too. This is all part of the
capitalism is a dog-eat-dog, fucked up, grimy society. All right, that has literally hundreds of millions of people homeless, millions of across the world homeless. It's done nothing. It's completely against the scriptures. All right.
First, that white people are supposed to be celebrated. We were nearly 90% of the country in 1965, but we're likely to become a minority in just 23 years and then keep dwindling forever. We're supposed to be thrilled at the idea of being outnumbered and ruled over by people who openly hate us.
Hey. The eyes of Esau. Look at that fear. These are Edomite tears right here. This should be music to your ears, man.
Stacey Abrams.
You're supposed to see right through Esau's bullshit. His pride won't allow him to admit that, look, it's over. It's all downhill from here. Matter of fact, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Right? Because you were once this proud America, made in America, born in the USA, the few, the proud, the Marines, and, you know, our technology, our superiority, our IQ, and, you know, you was the Harvard grad, right? The jock. You once was the man, right? Wherever you went and around the world, you got the red carpet rolled out for you. Everybody loved you. Your dollar was powerful, right? And now look at you. You just a pathetic, low-life, opiate using, all right, crack pipe smoking, just a weirdo. No swagger, three-stepping. I can't dance a lick. All right, just trying to get a tan, trying to get Botox in your lip to look decent, semi-decent. Your skin's all messed up. You age like milk. You know, this guy's probably 40-something years old, and he looks 70. Your women are flocking to Jake left and right. You can't sing. Your vocal cords have no rhythm. Your walk has no rhythm. Yahweh hates you. The nations are waking up to you. All right? You're a fraud. You're a counterfeit. You're fake. You're not real. You're a liar. You're a deceiver. You're a devil. And your time is ticking and you feel it in your spirit. You feel something ain't right. Something ain't right. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the tabernacles of David that's rising up on your ass and you going into slavery. You're about to witness the biggest fall ever of anybody in history. And it's going to be the so-called white man. That angel, all right, that transformed, that devil that transformed himself into an angel of light, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? That's you. And you're going into slavery.
Just gave the Democratic response to President Trump's speech. We got the standard stuff about education, gun control, labor unions, but she also said,
You see what I'm saying? Everything that they're about is about wickedness. Your education is false. All right? You took the Bible out of your schools because you're a devil. Education should be based off the Bible. Gun control, the scriptures talk about us taking all the weapons and burning them. Well, you guys want to talk about your Second Amendment rights, your right to bear arms. But the scriptures say that our weapons, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. But the weapons of your warfare are very carnal. You rely on your blessing, which is the sword, which is the modern day gun, bombs, tanks, chemical warfare. You spraying chemtrails in the skies, killing your own people. That's how much of a devil you are. And that's how much you need to be putting chloride inside fluoride inside the water, mercury inside the ocean. All right? Oil spills. You're responsible for just nothing but complete mayhem and destruction. And you sit up here and you wonder why you're hated? If the Heavenly Father didn't put that hedge around you, that mark of resentment from people touching you, you people would have been out of here a long time ago. A long time ago.
America is made stronger by the presence of immigrants, not walls. And she asked Donald Trump to respect the extraordinary diversity that defines America. You know why she said that? Last year, she barely lost an election for governor of Georgia. At the time, she said the key to Democratic victories is to turn out black voters and brown voters. She pointed out that the number of whites in Georgia is plummeting. Our demographic changes are dramatic, she says, and
it is plummeting because again, you're a bunch of faggots. You don't want no kids. You Edomites never raised kids, man. When you look at all these slave flicks and whatnot, it was the Judite woman that was taking care of all Edomites' kids. You see these Edomite women on the front porch, all right, sipping iced tea. And literally the Judite woman was breastfeeding and taking care of their kids. Esau don't know how to raise no kids. You don't know how to discipline your kid. You can't cook a lick. All right? Hey, man, your deeds, your evil deeds is coming back to bite you in the ass, man. And there's nothing you can do. You can't stop karma. I don't care. You could be an atheist and believe in karma. You could be a Buddhist and believe in yin and yang. All right, you could be a child and believe what goes around comes around. You could be Sir Isaac Newton and believe every action has an equal and an opposing reaction. All right, you could claim whatever. You could be black, blue, white, Protestant, Christian, Catholic. But one thing is for certain, right? You reap what you sow. And the so-called white man has sowed the seeds of destruction on this earth, and he is going to reap it.
Therefore, and I quote, "This means you don't need to spend as much time or money on persuasion." She's saying you don't have to bother persuading those useless, dwindling white people. And she says this is the future of America. Well, how do you like the present? Despite media hysteria about the supposed white threat to black bodies, Department of Justice statistics show that blacks are 27 times more likely to commit violence against a white person than the other way around. Hispanics are 8 times more likely. American soldiers are sent to fight and die in wars that have nothing to do with protecting our country. Certainly not from the immigrant invasion that is reducing us to a minority. Congress refuses to pay for border defenses. Instead, the Democrats invited illegal immigrants to be their guests. 4 of them did this. Guests at the State of the Union address. 4 lawmakers, no less, were honoring people who broke the law, treating them like heroes for breaking into our country. And you've heard about the opioid crisis, about what are called deaths of despair. Do Did you know that whites are the group most likely to die of a drug overdose?
Oh, whose fault is that? I guess that's our fault, right? You're a bunch of junkies. Because Esau, he hates reality. Esau would do anything. You ever notice how Esau's need, like, if Esau ain't playing video games, he's in he's playing Fortnite, he's playing Minecraft, right? He always wants to be in some type of fantasy world, all right? Whether he's on drugs and La La Land, all right? They hate reality, man. They hate virtual reality. Anything other than Grand Theft Auto they want to play. Anything other than reality they want to be in. Bunch of junkies, man. And that was, hey, you guys set the trap for us, right? And now look who fell upon their own snare.
50% more likely than blacks. 167% more likely than Hispanics. Until 2000, the white overdose rate had always been lower than the black rate. And then it shot right up. Likewise, for decades, the mortality rate for middle-aged whites was declining. But, again, beginning in 2000, it started to decline and hasn't stopped going up.
And it's not. Hey, judgment's coming.
It's because of overdoses, alcoholism, suicide. No other race saw its death rates rise. Only whites. And it was worldwide news. But did you know that 2 prestigious medical journals rejected this study, even though one of the authors, Angus Deaton, was a Nobel laureate? It seems they just weren't interested in a sudden die-off of white people. Well, why are white people dying? Could it have something to do with changes over the last 10 or 15 years? With it being okay for people to hate us? Or with being told that whites have to be stopped to save the planet? Or knowing that it's hate speech to say it's okay to be white? Remember, these are called deaths of despair. Many of us already live like a conquered people, living in fear. Fear of crime, fear of being called a racist, fear of losing jobs and friends because you might say the wrong words. Well, wait a minute, that can't be right. All white people benefit from countless unfair advantages because we all have white privilege, right? Right. The privilege of being the only group whom it's okay to hate. Well, the media tell us President Trump is a white nationalist, even a white supremacist. That's the last thing he is. In the State of the Union address he just gave, he talked about blacks, Hispanics, Asians, women, the disabled, immigrants, Jews. Who didn't he talk about? Now, he did talk a lot about illegal immigrants. He even had the family of a couple murdered by an illegal stand up and think about. He said, lesson for that, but he doesn't even think about white people. The state of white America is grim. If we do nothing, we will become a despised minority in the country our ancestors built. And yet tonight, I bring a message of hope. Whites all across America and all around the world are waking up. It's more than okay to be white. White people from Europe carved a great nation out of the wilderness.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted, Esau.
Yeah. It's more than okay to be white. White people from Europe carved a great nation out of the wilderness.
He said, white people from Europe carved a great nation out of the wilderness. I want to go back to Malachi, then I'm going to close it up. Wherein Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. This is the reason why we call you wicked. The devil, Satan, right? And the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. All right? I guess like the scriptures say, where in Edom saying we were impoverished, he said, white people, I'm going to run it again.
I bring a message of hope.
He said white people
all across
build
America and all around the world
a
are
wilderness.
waking up. It's more than okay to be white. White people from Europe carved a great nation out of the wilderness.
Out of the wilderness, where Edom saying we are impoverished and will return to build the desolate places. All right, so Esau, he's listening to read between the lines. All right, Esau will tell you that he's finished, he's through, he's exposed. All right, he's gonna hit the panic button, and he's gonna resort to the last thing he has in his arsenal, which is his arsenal, his carnality, his weaponry. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, the great millstone, Ruel, peace, love, and salutations to all Yakim on the highways and byways, and tell you brothers to keep pushing, hold the faith, keep pushing this word, this vibration, and Lord willing, Heavenly Father will give that decree to Yahweh Shai, all right, to deliver us the hell out of this. Lord willing, we're part of the elect. All right, shalom.